I'll be showing ye a Swashbuckler Drunken Master Monk build guide in Baldur's Gate 3 today. This is a fun combination. No, it's not the strongest, but it's fun. That's what matters, right? So this is obviously a combination of two classes that do go together, but don't go together quite as good as the Open Hand Monk with the Rogue Thief. But we're going to first start off here as the Rogue, and for our ability scores, 16 Dexterity, 14 Constitution, 10 Intelligence, 16 Wisdom, and 10 Charisma. And for our skill proficiencies, if you're the face of the party, take Persuasion. You want to have Stealth proficiency, because this is going to be super useful. Sleight of Hand's nice, but I always use the spells to take over chests, and we're also going to go with either Deception or one of the other face skills. So with this, we're going to start the Rogue Thief, because you get more skills this way, and then we'll swap in and add in the Monk after. So we get our bonus action abilities here, which are very nice to have, but we have a lot of things that want to use our bonus action. That's why these classes aren't perfectly combining together, but it's meant to be fun. So for the Drunken Pirate, the Swashbuckler here, we get their fancy footwork, so if we make an attack, we won't get hit by opportunity attacks. And we have the Rakish Audacity, gain a +2 bonus to initiative rolls, and this will scale up as we level up. And we get a special type of the Rakish version of the sneak attack, which does not require us to have advantage. And at level 4, this is where we get our best abilities. So we get the Dirty Trick Flick of the Wrist. So this is a bonus action. Use your weapon to flick it at a target and possibly disarm the target. We also got ourselves the Vicious Mockery Dirty Trick here, which is basically just the Vicious Mockery spell or cantrip as a bonus action. And we got ourselves the Sand Toss. I'm going to throw some dirt in your eye, pocket sand style. And this is going to blind the target for 2 turns. We also get a choice of a feat here, and I actually think that it's best to increase our dexterity at this level. So we're going to roll with that. Now, there's a few different ways we can go about doing this, because the Rogue, or I guess the Monk, really benefits from Tavern Brawler, because this will double your strength modifier and add it to your damage and attack rolls. But we're going to multi-class now and add in the Monk. So this gives us our Flurry of Blows, which punches twice in quick succession, uses a key point, and also I'm a drow, so at level 5 we get Darkness, but this also gives us the unarmored defense. So when we're clothing, we add our Wisdom modifier to our armor class, as well as Dexterity. And we can also use Dexterity for our attack rolls, but if you really want to min-max this, Strength Potions are the way to go. At level 2, we get some things that we already basically have from the Rogue, but that's okay. Again, the best combination of this is the Open Hand Monk alongside the Rogue Thief, but we're going with the Drunken Pirate. So the way of the Drunken Master, you get the Cheeky Tipple, so you don't get affected by drunkenness, and whenever you drink alcohol, you regain half your key points rounded down. We also get proficiency in performance, and we get the Drunken Technique, which punch twice in quick succession and grant yourself an additional 3 meters movement speed and the benefits of Disengage. So kind of something we already have with the Rogue, but this is where we get our nice intoxicating strikes. So this is where we're really going to benefit from, because with this, we can then get the Life of the Party once we level up a little bit more. And with Life of the Party, it's going to increase our armor class against drunken targets, which makes us a little bit harder to take out. So this can punch the target, possibly get them drunk. There's an action, a bonus action version of this. We also get slow fall, resistance to fall damage, whatever. Now, there's a couple ways we can go about doing this. We can go with another ability score improvement, or we can go with the Tavern Brawler. If we're taking Tavern Brawler, we should probably have had Constitution at 15, so you can take the points out of one of the other stats, maybe Charisma, and then it would take it up to 16. I'm going to use the Amulet of Greater Health, so it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because with the Strength Potion, that's going to put your strength level to +8, so it's a +16 to damage and attack rolls. At level 5, we get the extra attack, which we don't get from the Rogue, and we also get our Stunning Strikes. So this can possibly stun the target, and what's good about a stun is a target can't attack for that next turn. At level 6, we get the subclass feature Redirect Attack. When a creature misses you with a melee attack, you can spend 1 key point as a reaction to use Run Arm Strike right back at the target. Punch him in the face. And we also only use 1.5 meters of our movement speed if we get knocked prone. And we get Key Empowered Strike, so our punches overcome magical resistances. Once we get to the next level here, this is our biggest benefit, so the Life of the Party. With this, every time Intoxicating Strike hits, the Monk gains a +1 to armor class attack rolls against those drunk targets. Very nice. We also get Stillness of Mind, so if we get Charmed or Frightened, we can pop out of it. And Evasion, which is actually really good. The Rogue also gets this at higher levels. When a spell or effect would deal half damage on a successful dexterity saving throw, we take no damage. So if we succeed, we take no damage. If we fail a dexterity saving throw, we just take half damage. So this is just going to end up reducing the amount of spell damage that we take. Really nice. Finally, at level 8, we get one last feat here, which we can use to take up our dexterity to max that out. We can also go with the wisdom stat if you'd like, but I think it just works better to add dexterity because they both will go to our armor class, but dexterity will give us more initiative as well. So I'm just using some base game gear, so I'll cover all the different gear that we'll be using for this build. And I guess the first one to talk about is the Vest of Soul Rejuvenation. So this will give us a additional additional health whenever we succeed on saving throws, which we're likely to do. And this makes it so that we can do an unarmed strike against any attacker that misses, although we already got pretty much that too, but this won't use our key points. We also got the Gloves of Soul Catching, which will do additional 1 to 10 force damage. So this makes our Drunken Technique do a little bit more damage. Really nice. Intoxicating Strike as well. So these are our main damage outputs. So with this, I would actually recommend adding in some more stuff here. We'll get to that. Cloak Protection will give us a better armor class, same with the boots. But alternatively, you can add in the Boots of Anhito Kishigo, which will add our Wisdom modifier to our armored strikes damage. We don't have our Wisdom super high, so that's just okay. But we also got our Scrappy Pugilist Circlet, which I'm not sure why it's not showing the proper stats there, but basically what happens with the Scrappy Pugilist Circlet, whenever we're surrounded, enemies will take an additional 2 damage from us. So we're typically going to be getting in the fray of things, so that's going to be a nice boost. The Mask of Soul Perception is also a nice one. This will give us a bonus to attack rolls, although late game we do have a pretty good chance of getting our attack rolls, so the Scrappy Pugilist can actually be pretty good there. So we're going to roll with that. And then we also got the Killer Sweeter for the free crit and the Ring of Protection. I also went with the Amulet of Greater Health. Now, there's a little bit of a problem here because we can't actually do our Rakish Sneak Attack. So this is where we can actually add in something like a short sword, like the Crimson Mischief. So that's going to be a good weapon. This does get rid of our normal action punch, but we can always just do Intoxicating Strike. So not a big deal. Now, since we're using strength potions, we could also go with something a little different. Personally, I like Sure Spear the Evening because whenever we use this, we can set up darkness. This is not a finesse weapon, so we actually can't use the sneak attack on it. So that does provide a bit of a problem. And adding in a shield will actually get rid of our armor class bonus, so we actually don't get any benefit from this because it'll remove our wisdom modifier's bonus ability there. So yeah, there's no real point. I guess giving a shield will give us the benefits of the shield, but I actually think that the best way to go about this, late game items, but the Crimson Mischief Dagger, and then in the offhand using the Blade of the First Blood or Orin's other dagger. This will increase our armor class a little bit here. And when we attack with advantage, the target takes an initial 7 piercing damage. So if using this combination, we could go a few other ways. Like there's a few ways we can really make this stronger because we're trying to min-max. If you're trying to min-max a build that's not super powerful, if we were to add in something like the Ballast Armor here, this will give the enemy vulnerability to piercing damage. So when we attack with our blade, we get an extra 14 piercing damage on our attack. And this does just set our armor class back to 23. So that's kind of funny, but we could also go ahead and add in something like the shield again. This will increase armor class to 25. So this just gives us something to do alongside our punching. Typically you're going to want to punch as much as possible, but getting the Rakish Sneak Attack is also kind of a nice ability, and especially with the Crimson Mischief Dagger, let's just increase the overall damage. But if you're going this route, you could alternatively also add in the Sure Spear, since we're going to be going with a higher armor class. Now this doesn't really matter, the shield's just going to give us the benefit anyways. So those are a few late game items. Obviously early game, just do your punches or use like something like the Knife of the Undermountain King early game. But to really, I guess, min-max a not great build, this would be the way to do it. We can also add in the Hellrider Longbow to make sure that we do move first, because this will give us a +3 to initiative checks. It's pretty nice. But if you're using strength potions, the Titan Strength Bow will add your strength modifier to the damage, so that can be even higher damage. It's your choice at this point, but we're going to add that in the Titan String because it's a pretty strong bow. So yeah, that is kind of a way to make this work. We can't do the Flick of the Wrist bonus action, which kind of sucks, but we still have the Dirty Trick and the Sand Toss. So we got 2 of those. If we want, we can. If you want to use the Flick of the Wrist, you can use the Crimson Mischief. Just the Sure Spear of the Evening is going to be the strongest because we can hide in the darkness. It's not really the Shadow Monk, but it's close enough. If you're going on a good aligned playthrough, then Crimson Mischief would be the way to go, because then again you can use your Flick of the Wrist. You do lose the sneak attacks on that, but you still get the Rakish range sneak attack. So again, options, you got a few different ones here you can go with. Crimson Mischief will be higher damage. The Sure Spear of the Evening will be better defensively, so you can take which of these that you prefer for, I guess, overall survivability or better damage. Now this class really works well if you have if you're playing as Drow, because then you'll get the darkness spell for 10 turns, which is actually pretty useful. So going with the Crimson Mischief, this is going to be our most damaging option. So I guess to start off, we'll use our darkness to hide out in, and If you're using darkness, then we do have to go with something a little bit different, like the steel watcher helmet, which we don't have proficiency in. This is just going to end up blocking us from using our spells. Unfortunately, I guess that doesn't end up working out, so Sharp Spear is really the only way. But to be able to hide out in this darkness and see within it, you're going to want to have someone else to have that helmet on, because that'll at least give them the option to be able to see and then attack from that darkness. But we can use the darkness just to be able to hide out in. So you can put it in a position like this, and then we'll get ourselves into a fight so that we can just take advantage of this. So I guess they're not happy with our darkness slinging, and I'm not sure what's going on here. There we go, commenced battle. So we got punching, we got stabbing, we got everything here. So we'll use our Rakish sneak attack here first, and we don't have advantage because one of them is I guess this target here. We have two of them surrounded, and there's a multitude of them there. So I guess with this we can just go start off punching. So we'll punch this target here. Coolest animations in the game, by the way, and got a critical miss, of course, to start things off. They missed as well, so then we can punch them back. And that's funny because we attacked with the shield. But then we'll go with another intoxicating strike with our unarmed attack. And I guess we'll try to take this target out here. Bonk. Perfect. That worked exactly how we wanted it to. And then we can use our Rakish sneak attack on this target, which is going to probably take them out, because with this we get the additional damage from the Crimson Mischief. Yeah, perfect. 42 piercing damage. That is crazy. And we also got bonus action punches too. So we'll then follow this up with we don't have any more Rakish attacks, but we can do just a normal stabbing attack here against this target, and boom, that took them out as well. Finally, we can end off with a flick of the wrist here. We also got a punch. The punch is going to be more damage, but the flick of the wrist will disarm a target. So you can go ahead here and attempt to disarm them. That didn't end up working. They saved on it, but we did 26 damage to them because this uses our piercing damage. And we'll just go hide out in the darkness again. We're blinded, which is disadvantage on our attack rolls, but with this they're not able to really do much against us. They'll just throw. And we also got the soul snare to heal ourselves as well, because we did punch somebody. So we're just going to end our turn here, and I'll just end their turns. There's there for moral support. And we'll see. Typically, whenever there's blindness involved, oh, we just got a bunch of extra enemies at it. Typically, when there's blindness involved, what happens is they'll throw weapons at us. So, or darkness involved. So this is more so just for our own safety. Again, I said you could use a Sharp Spear too. Sharp Spear will give you the ability to see in darkness. And we could have also added in like going with the dual wielder feat, so that we could have used that. There's a lot of different ways we can go about building this. So you can see right here, this sometimes they'll just dash whenever there's darkness involved, because they don't really know what to do with it. That's, I guess, one of the nice things about using darkness is you can get a bit of extra defense, because only one target threw something at me. The darkness makes it so they can't do ranged weapon attacks through it, so that's why you're seeing a lot of throwing attacks. It's weird, but it's just the way it works. And it's our turn again. So what we can do is we can pop out of the darkness to get ourselves our Rakish sneak attack. So we're no longer blinded. I guess since there's two targets near us, what we'll have to do is just go with our intoxicating punch. So we do have the bonus action version. If you know you're going to knock someone out with a single punch, use the bonus action version of it. This one's probably going to take two to take out. So we went with our first one there. That worked, and they still have a decent bit of health, and that took them out perfect. So then we can follow it up with our Rakish sneak attack against this target here. Boom, and that took them out perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. And then follow it up with, we got ourselves a stunning strike that we can do as well. But we can also go with the intoxicating strike. So we're further building up our armor class with the life of the party, which is really nice. We have a 29 armor class right now. So we could go intoxicating strike on this target. Yeah, I think that's probably a good choice. So we'll go against them with that. Boom, that put our armor class up even higher. And then we can go over here and then punch this target with our, we have 3 key points left. So I'm just going to use a bonus action punch from the outfit. Oh, and I critically missed, and they missed too. Weird, I didn't proc the reaction there, but go and retreat back into my hidey hole and use our soul snare heal to bring back our health to max. Perfect. So again, we're surrounded here, so we can't use our Rakish sneak attack, so we'll go with our intoxicating strike to further build up our life of the party stacks. We do want to get out of the darkness though, so we'll just walk around here until you see that the blindness is removed and we don't get them to hit us back. So intoxicating strike, this target is gonna, yeah, we'll use the action version. I also have haste applied to my character, so I did a good amount of damage there, and we'll follow it up with it, just one more here. Perfect, that took them out. So then we can follow up with another Rakish sneak attack. This is actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was testing it out and I was not having the greatest of luck, but this could, I guess, depend on how much luck you're having. So this target here has a weapon and we don't like that. So we're going to use, I guess we have an extra attack here that we'll follow up with here. So then we'll use our intoxicating strike on them, get them drunk, and perfect. They're now drunk. So then we can use our flick of the wrist to remove their weapon, or we could even do that on another target. So we'll just go ahead here and, ooh, got mine broken. Of course, lost my darkness. Oh, I just hit an opportunity attack on them and it did a ton of damage and took them out. So that was actually really nice. And you can see there, the life of the party actually helped us with not getting hit there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And it's our turn again. We are out of key points and we lost our haste, but this target here is drunk in front of us. And as any good pirate would do, we're going to use our Rakish sneak attack to take them out. Actually, we could go with a key attack. We don't need key points, unfortunately, I guess. Yeah, we'll just go with a Rakish sneak attack. Boom. So this is where the rogue, I guess, comes in real good, because then we can use our rogue abilities to help out whenever we run out of our other abilities. So we got our extra attack here from the monk, which is nice. So then we'll just use this to attack this target. Hopefully take them out. Yep, good. And then we'll use our soul snare heal here to give ourselves 10 health back. So yeah, that was not a bad turn. We have one target left. Actually not doing too bad. I did have a little mess up there where I walked into walked out of our range of where we can fight from. This is not ideal circumstance to show off the fights. I just like using this because it's fun to fight against multiple guards and see how the build goes. But now we got our Rakish sneak attack that we can do on the bow, and 75% hit chance, 28 damage, not too bad. We'll follow it up with one more bow attack because it's out of our range, and get a miss. Nice. And I guess I'll just go in and use our flick of the wrist, disarm, take the weapon out of their hand, and boom, took them out with 28 damage on that bonus action ability. So is this the strongest build in the game? No. Is this a fun build? Heck yeah. So the Drunken Pirate. This is actually pretty cool. Combining two things. You got the extra piercing damage. We got the dirty tricks. We got our drunken punches. And it's actually a pretty fun build overall. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. And I'll see you all in the next one.